Good morning. Okay, so this one's kind of unprepared in the sense that it's not unprepared in the sense that I haven't been thinking about it for a while, but it has kind of crossed my path, these thoughts. And Romans 13 tells us that everyone must submit himself to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, he who rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from fear of the one in authority? Then do what is right, and he will commend you. For he is God's servant to do you good. But if you do wrong, for he does not bear the sword for nothing. He is God's servant, an agent of wrath to bring punishment on the wrongdoer. Therefore, it is necessary to submit to the authorities, not only because of possible punishment, but also because of conscience. This is also why you pay taxes, for the authorities are God's servants who give their full time to governing. Give everyone what you owe him. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. If honor, then honor. Whoa. All right, so in light of what's been happening to us in this last couple of weeks in this country, this scripture is seriously challenging. Yeah, so Hitler, Mugabe, we can think about plenty of really evil leaders. Napoleon, Capone. Capone wasn't a governmental leader. Just come from a song. Anyway, it's so simple and so easy to distort Christianity or distort our belief system if we read scripture in isolation. In other words, if we take one verse and read it without context. So then basically what I'm trying to say is, right, if you take the Bible and you go, okay, Lord, what are you saying to me now? And you take it and you close it. Okay, Lord, speak to me, and you open it randomly, and then it says, and Judas went out and hung himself. Random, go here then, do likewise. Okay, well, God just told me to hang myself. Jokes aside. We can't read scripture in isolation of it, in and of itself. It has to be read in a whole. And if we look at the entire scripture, we see that if the governing body is opposed to that which is biblical, which is godly, then we are to rather obey God than man. And that was Peter's response when he was told to, by the authorities of the time, to stop preaching. There are godly principles in place that we are basically subject to that are higher than the authorities of the ruling party. Love one another, Hutus and Tutsis. Let's say the government decided to annihilate a single race in this country because they believed that they were impure or whatever. And we were told that these guys, we had to report them or we had to bring them out and that they would be eliminated. We would say no, because we were told on a higher principle to love our neighbor as ourselves. So there is no discrimination. And that also doesn't mean that we can't challenge the government. The government is held responsible by the people. If the people are not holding the government responsible, then they're just going to do whatever they like. And we've seen what happens to our last president, who just decided to spend millions and billions on his own property and his own betterment without considering the trickle finance and how to look after the country and all that kind of stuff, and took the taxes which were meant to improve this country and spent them on himself and his children. So yeah, we are very aware that as Christians we are to obey and to be civil and not to unnecessarily create chaos and to disobey. But when it comes to direct conflict with this, when we have a governing ruling party that is in direct conflict with this, then we go, okay, it is us as people to keep them accountable and to hold them to account. We can then stand up and we can make our voices known in a Christian, peaceful way. And if that doesn't happen, then we follow our conscience. That's a whole discussion on all the... I mean, this particular devotion can go on forever when we have a debate on this particular issue. So think about that. Think about how is it that you are supporting this country? How are you lifting up this country? And how are you contributing to helping the governing party to rule this country in a peaceful and godly manner? The onus is on us, each individuals, to play our part within this beautiful country of ours. Have a wonderful day, and we'll chat again tomorrow. Cheers.